it's always a fucking insightful ass conversation. And that just proves to me over and over again, like, yeah, you don't actually know. So just show up.
Yeah. Shut up and keep moving. All
All
right.
right.
Yoga
Let's get it
time.
popping.
Let's fucking go.
All right. So we're
Good
gonna
with like
start.
a 1 hour session. Does that work?
Yeah, that's perfect. I'll keep an eye on my phone.
Cool.
All right. So let's begin on our backs. You can bring your feet out a little bit wide and just allow your knees to knock in towards each other. So you can completely relax your legs here. And bring your hands to your belly. And we'll just tap into our breath a little here. So feel the rise and fall of your natural breath. Feel yourself supported by the earth here. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. So breathing into your belly, you can imagine setting your breath down to your hands. Feeling your belly expand, your hands rise up on the inhale and soften and settle down on the exhale. Breathing through the nose. Inhale in. Fill up the belly, fill up the chest. Exhale, allow everything to settle. I love tuning into the breath just to remind me of what's actually going on in the present. And for me, tapping into what's going on with my breath is a great indicator of what my internal landscape is like. And deepening the breath allows me to kind of refocus on the present moment. You can close your eyes here if you like to.
Oh, they've been closed.
Okay, good. Just making sure. So take a few more rounds here. And notice how you feel. You don't even have to put a label on it. Just know that whatever you're coming in with today is perfectly fine. Everything is allowed. And politely put any of your tasks for after this practice on the shelf. They'll be there for you when we're done. But for now, just allow yourself to be fully involved with the sensations going on in your body and your breath. Knowing that this time is valuable just for the experience of being with yourself. It goes a long way. And when you're ready, you can blink open your eyes. Just maintain this deep breath. And begin by windshield wipering the knees back and forth. So you can separate your knees now, and we'll drop the knees over to the right. So big stretch in the left outer hip. If it feels good, you can cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. Maybe look over towards your left hand.
There's a deep tension in there. Sure.
A lot of tension there.
Outer glute sort of area, lower back, definitely.
No, it's all good. That's what we're here to tend to, right?
Yeah. Oh, also my quads have been really tight, or like my right quad? If so, if there's anything you know of for that,
Oh, absolutely.
that would be cool. Okay, sweet. Thanks.
All right, now we'll switch to the other side. So release the right ankle from the left knee and we'll shift them over to the left, crossing maybe the left ankle over the right knee to deepen the stretch. And gaze towards your right hand, sending your breath down into your belly. So the breath is always the priority here. If anything gets too intense that you lose focus on your breath or you can't continue to deep breathe, maybe just back up a little bit. It's not about doing anything right or getting anywhere. So just listen to your body. Relaxing any excess tension on the exhale, allowing everything to soften just a little bit more. All right, and when you're ready, we can release that. And now we'll bring the feet up towards the glutes in line with the hips. So feet about hip width distance apart. And we'll plant our hands down next to our hips. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath, we'll take a bridge pose. So pressing into all four corners of your feet, driving through your heels on your inhale, slowly begin to lift your pelvis up. Maintaining engagement through your legs, you're squeezing into your glutes, pressing your hands down and lift your chest to your chin and maybe your chin up towards the sky, gazing slightly backward. One more deep inhale here to fill up your belly. And on your exhale, slowly roll down, massaging through your spine as you go. And we'll take one more of these with your next inhale. Slowly press up, bridge pose. See if you can get a little higher this time.
Yeah, it's interesting when you clench a muscle, like flex a muscle. Like if I were to just think of flexing my glutes, it would get to this position. But I always think of it as like moving my hips, but really if I just squeeze my glutes really hard, it'll like straighten it out. Like with a little bit of movement, you know? But yeah,
Yeah.
I always found that kind of interesting with muscle and flexing it. It kind of puts it in the position.
Yeah, it's just like a lever. That's cool. And when you're ready on your exhale, you can slowly lower down, massaging through your spine as you go. Take it nice and slow. And once your hips land back on the ground, we'll draw our knees into our chest. And you can wrap your arms around your shins and rock from side to side. Get a nice massage through your low back. Just counteracting the back bend we just did. It might feel good to bring your hands to your kneecaps and send your knees forward a little bit so you can feel your lower back nice and flush with the mat.
Oh yeah.
Feels good. Get a little stretch through your wrist. You can do circles with the knees one way and the other. Just finding whatever feels good to you here. As my friend Yoga with Adrian would say. I mean, she's not my friend. I just love her content.
Friend in a sense.
Yes. I mean, she's me, right? So, uh. All right. And then when you're ready, we can bring our hands to the back of our thighs and we'll just rock and roll up and down the length of your spine as many times as you like. Really get into it here. Maybe your feet touch the floor behind you as you roll back. Maybe not. It's okay. And try and build some momentum that you can come to stand. If you can't, that's okay. Just laugh a little bit and we'll meet in a forward fold.
There it is.
Yes, humility. I love being humbled on the yoga mat. It's really
Oh
the
yeah.
most valuable part of the practice.
I got nothing to prove.
Exactly. So here in the forward fold, you can just pedal out your knees a little bit. You can grasp opposite elbows and just rock back and forth. You could think about pouring your torso out of your pelvis, just really letting everything fall off your shoulders, all of the pressure you put on yourself, all of the thoughts, the ruminations, just let them fall away. It might feel good to bend your knees and send your hips back slightly to get more into your lower back. And the straighter your legs are, the more you'll feel the stretch in your hamstrings. So just whatever feels good. Now bring your hands back to the earth and we'll walk our fingertips over to the outside of our right foot and we'll bend into our right knee and straighten our left leg. So big stretch in the outer hip here, the hamstring.
So it's like
So
outer
fingertips.
left hip.
Yeah, so
Okay.
our hands are over to the right. We're bending our right knee and straightening the left. So think about lifting that left hip up. And you'll feel through your side. It's a juicy one. And on an exhale, we'll walk the fingertips over to the left and do the same thing. So bending the left knee, straightening the right leg. Nice big stretch through the side body, the outer hip, the hamstring. Deep full breaths here. And then slowly walk it back to center. And then on your next inhale, bend your knees deeply and we'll slowly rise up, rolling up to mountain pose. So standing, stacking one vertebrae at a time. We'll roll our shoulders back. Head is the last to rise. So standing tall here. Lift your sternum, roll your shoulders back and down. Palms facing forward, fingers outstretched. And engage through your legs. So almost like you're trying to jump off the mat, but not actually jump, just energetically pushing up and out of the earth, getting really tall through your spine. Big power pose here. Just notice the distribution of weight through your feet. Maybe rock forward and backward a little bit and side to side. And just try to find a place that feels like neutral standing. Try and avoid gripping through your toes. Allow everything to be engaged but soft here. Make sure you're breathing. And on your next in, were you not breathing?
That's one of my big things. They're like, Andrew, you breathing? Oh, now I am.
It's all good. Because the more you notice it, the more it'll become habitual.
Exactly.
All right, next inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Reach all the way up. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Option to bend back slightly. Just make sure you're engaging through your core to protect your back. And then bring your hands down through your heart center as we come back into forward fold. Let it all go. Inhale, take a halfway lift. So your hands come to your shins, your upper thighs, and we're sending our hips back and the crown of our head forward. You're looking straight down. So your neck is a nice long extension of your spine. Elbows draw back and towards one another. Inhale. And exhale to soften and let go. We'll plant the palms and step one foot back and the other into plank pose. We'll just be here for a second. Really claw through the fingertips here. Engage through your quads, your glutes, your legs. Your core, draw it in and up. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, you can drop your knees to the earth for tabletop position. Hands spread nice and wide here, like starfish, and slightly externally rotated. So we want the pointer fingers facing or pointing directly towards the wall or the front of the mat. And see if you can spiral your elbow creases forward.
Mm-hmm.
And pressing the earth away through your palms and the tops of your feet. We'll take some circles with the torso. And as we do this, we're paying attention to the weight distribution in our hands. So thinking about sending the weight forward into your fingertips rather than jumping into your wrists. So just notice how the weight transfers through your hands as you move. Nice and engaged. You can curl your toes under here to get a bonus stretch through the feet. I really enjoy. So warming up the wrists here. We call that Hasta Bandha hand lock. That keeps you nice and safe in all of your weight-bearing postures on the hands. So nice to take a minute to warm up the wrists.
Yeah, that's a lot of Wing Chun is a lot of wrist flexibility also. So my wrists like crack every time I move them around. Looking forward to the day that doesn't happen. Unless maybe it just like always will. Who knows?
Just time, attention, and really.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And so coming back to center here, we'll take our cat-cow. So from your neutral tabletop, as you inhale, drop the belly down towards the earth. Tilt the tailbone up towards the sky and open the chest forward. Maybe gaze up. Long belly here. And as you exhale, press the earth away. Draw the navel up, 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 chin to chest, cat pose. Synchronizing with the sound of your breath. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Cow pose, you can make it your own, shifting forward, back slightly, or finding any other movements that feel good. Exhale, cat. Claw through the fingertips, press into the tops of the feet. One more round.
Where when I flex my butt on the cat, it kind of helps get a little extra rounding in my low back too.
Yeah. I think you mentioned that, Keith, like in one of the previous episodes. I never thought that before.
Like that one.
Yeah, make it your own for sure. So one more round with the sound of your own breath. And then we'll meet back in our neutral tabletop position. And we'll bring the big toes together, send the knees out wide, and we'll send the hips back over the heels, locking the hands forward, melting the chest down towards the earth for child's pose, Asana. So keep some energy in the hands here, reaching forward. You can walk them forward as far as they'll go. Feeling the deep stretch through your lats, through your hips, your groin. And as you inhale, imagine yourself expanding, your rib cage growing. And as you exhale, think softening, sinking, surrendering, letting go of any excess tension. Deep breaths here. Listen to the sound of your breath. Maybe you rock the forehead from side to side, getting a massage through the brow, the forehead. Massaging the points of intuition or the third eye, which I see as just stimulating your ability to listen to yourself, the inner teacher. On your next inhale, slowly look forward towards your hands. And exhale to rise all the way back up. We'll bring the knees back in line with the hips. Curl the toes under, and when you're ready, lift up from the tailbone. Send your hips all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal through the feet here. Just really take a second to stretch through your calves, the backs of your knees, hamstrings. Work out the kinks. You can shake the hips from side to side as well. Really clawing through the fingertips here as well to take pressure out of the wrists. And we'll take a cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So inhale for the cleansing breath. Exhale out through your mouth. Letting go of any bad vibes, any excess tension or heat. And on your next inhale, we'll ground through the left heel. So sending your left heel towards the earth, and inhale, reach your right foot towards the sky. Three-legged dog. So your toes facing the earth as much as possible to level through the hips. And as we exhale, we'll draw our knee in towards our chest, coming up high on that back toe, and slowly step the right foot into a lunge. So in between.
In my hands or outside my hands?
So inside of your right thumb. Yeah, low lunge. We'll lower the back knee towards the earth. You can keep the toes curled underneath, or you can bring the top of your foot to the mat, whatever feels more stable to you. And so finding that foundation, grounding through the feet and the back knee, we'll slowly come up onto the fingertips, and then inhale to reach both arms up to the sky. You can back out of the lunge a little bit. And here, I like to imagine the back knee and the right heel drawing towards each other. So nice and engaged through the legs. If it feels good, you can send the hips forward slightly to get a deeper stretch through the left hip crease, left quad. Crescent lunge, inhale. And exhale, we'll slowly rain the fingertips down and take a half split. So setting the hips back, straightening through that right foot. You can keep a bend in the right foot. I always do. Flexing the right toes towards your face with your fingertips on the earth. So inhale to look forward. Exhale to fold over that front foot. So your right toes flexing towards your face. So the weight is in that front right heel. can imagine dragging it backwards. Inhale to look forward. And exhale, we'll come back into that lunge. Curl the left toe under. And we'll pick that back left knee up. And then plant your left palm on the mat underneath your left shoulder. And as you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky for a twist. Really drive back through that left heel. And think about stacking your shoulders. Maybe look up towards your right thumb. Easy twist here. Really press out of that left palm. One more inhale. And exhale to bring your right hand back down. And when you're ready, step that right foot back into plank. And then as you inhale, shift forward slightly. And then you can lower your knees and we'll come down onto our bellies here. I gotta move my mic.
Yeah, I moved mine over to the floor. Also wearing my glasses. I'll take
All right, that should be fine. It might be really close to my face now, so sorry it's loud.
No, it sounds good.
Okay, so bring your forehead to the mat. Bring your hands outside or next to your rib cage here. So palms planted, elbows drawing back. Press into the tops of your feet and your pubic bone. Tuck your chin into your chest. And inhale, rise up using mostly your back muscles. Baby Cobra, look forward. And slowly lower down on the exhale. Take a couple more of these with your own breath. Inhale to rise up, Cobra. Pull the elbows back. Exhale, lower down. One more of these. Really think about squeezing your glutes to help you rise up. Inhale, rise up, Cobra. And exhale, lower down to the earth. Tuck your toes under. And on your next inhale, push up to plank. And then we'll send our hips back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll take another cleansing breath here. So inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Letting go of some heat. Inhale, reach your left foot high, anchoring through that right heel. Three-legged dog. Spiral the left toes towards the earth. To level through the hips. Push the chest back towards the thigh. One more inhale. And as you exhale, draw your left knee in towards your chest and step it to your left thumb for low lunge. Lower the right knee down. Keep the back toes curled under or untuck them if you like. And once you have your foundation, we'll inhale, reach up for crescent lunge. Or
The right.
sorry, what?
Oh, hold on. Never mind. You didn't twist. Hold on. I'm putting my glasses back on.
You can't see me?
And I'm like, I can't see it.
All right, inhale to reach your hands up towards the sky. Maybe allow your hips to come forward, feeling that stretch through your right hip crease, right quad. Maybe look up towards the sky. Again, draw your navel towards your spine to protect your back. And exhale to rain your fingertips down. And we'll take the half splits on this other side. So sending your hips back over your right knee, flexing your left toes towards your face. Drag back through that left heel. Inhale to look forward. And then exhale to fold over that left leg. Big hamstring stretch here. You can keep that knee nice and bent. And then inhale, look forward. And then exhale, come back into your low lunge. We'll curl the right toes under and lift back up into, I don't know, this like high lunge sort of thing. Place your right hand down. And then inhale, reach your left arm towards the sky for a twist. You can lower the hips. Maybe look up towards your left thumb. And exhale, slowly lower the fingertips down. And we'll step back into our plank. And shift forward, lower the knees, and lower all the way down to your belly. We'll take another Cobra. So hands next to the rib cage, press into the top of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, I'm working up a sweat a little bit. How about you, Andrew?
Oh yeah, this is nice. Can you hear me on my mic still?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay, cool. It's kind of far now.
All right. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward towards your hands. And exhale, slowly crisscross your feet as you walk up to the top of your mat. So big stretch through your quads. Just notice how that feels as you go. No judgment. And we'll meet in a forward fold yet again. This time you can bring your feet together if you like, or you can keep them at hip width distance. So just taking a second here to hang, you can interlace your hands behind your calves or grab your big toe and pull your chest towards your knees. Uttanasana, forward fold. On the next inhale, we'll rise up, halfway lift. So creating a figure 7 shape in the body. Imagine your front body rising up to meet your back body. So everything nice and engaged, looking straight down. Exhale, release. And as you inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up overhead, reaching high as we stand in our mountain pose. And as you exhale, draw your hands to your heart center. Take a second here to just close your eyes. Try not to fidget. And notice how you feel. Feel the heat, the energy we've stirred up. Notice how you feel now as opposed to when we started the practice. And notice how your breath has changed. And now I think it'll be fun to try some balancing postures here. So with your hands at heart center, shift the weight into your left foot. And you can come up onto your right toes here. Just notice how that feels. And think about pressing the earth away with that left foot. So really nice and engaged. And when you feel steady here, you might begin to lift that right knee up to about a 90-degree angle in line with your hip. Stay engaged through your core here. Engage through that left glute to be nice and strong here. And then we'll interlace our hands around our right shin and pull it in towards our chest. Nice.
Pulling the knee up.
You got it. And then exhale, you can release that right knee. And now we'll just take a quad stretch. So kicking your right heel towards your glute, and grab on to your foot with your right hand or both hands and pull it in towards your glute. Quad stretch here like you asked for.
Yeah, like the lower part of my quad. Oh, baby. Here. Lower part of my quad. Like around my knee.
Wait, sorry, I can't hear you too well right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're just a little quiet, but it's good.
Let me put this back on.
Oh, you had it on the carpet?
Yeah, it was on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing this, and like my lower quad is really tight around my knee.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been kind of trying to stretch it, but I didn't for a little while, and it got, I think, really tight. I think part of it is like how my hips are. Like I always had a forward tilt with my pelvis, and I
Mm-hmm.
just noticed how much I did that like a couple months ago. So I've been working on stretching that stuff out.
Yeah, no, it's funny. The more you practice yoga or just stretching in general, like everything is connected, and you can notice like if one thing is hurt, like it ripples through the rest of your body.
Yeah.
It might help to maybe send that knee forward slightly. You can get into more of like the knee area or the bottom of the quad while still lengthening the tailbone down. And we can release. We've been holding that one for a bit. Maybe shake it out a little bit. And take a second just to reset through your hips. Shake it out. And we'll take it to the other side, practicing balance. So with your hands at heart center, we'll shift the hips or the weight to the right foot now, coming up onto your left toes. Notice how this side might be different. Think about pressing out of earth with your right foot. And when you're ready, you maybe lift the left foot up, the left knee in line with the hip. Engage your core here to help with your balance. And maybe interlace your hands around your left shin and draw it up into your chest. Again, lengthen your tailbone down here. Engage that right glute, long through the spine. Inhale. And then exhale. Release that knee. It's okay if you wobble or fall.
A little wobbly.
And we'll take the quad stretch on the left side. So keep lifting your chest. You can send that left knee forward a little bit to deepen the stretch.
On some foot strengthening stuff, and I find even with balance, like trying to grip the ground with my foot definitely helps a bit. Like pressing my toes into the ground.
Yep. Yeah, just try and be engaged without clenching. I think that's the sweet spot. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the foot. Take a second to shake it out a little bit. And then we'll take a nice little rinse here. So inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Long spine. Exhale, lower down to your forward fold. Plant the palms. Step the feet back into plank. And when you're ready, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now inhale, lift the right leg up high. This time, bend through that right knee and reach your right knee up towards the sky. Maybe take some circles with the knee to work into the hip. Everything nice and juicy.
Oh, yeah.
Again, lift that left knee up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. So right behind your right wrist. And we'll come into our pigeon pose. So your right ankle can be as close or far away from your hip as you like. It doesn't need to be completely parallel to the wall. Just whatever feels good to you. We want to make sure our weight is balanced between our two hips. And take a look back at your back ankle and make sure that everything is in one nice long line. So make sure that's straight and not your foot isn't coming in or out. And then maybe press into the front leg to lift the chest. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll come down onto our forearms for pigeon pose.
Yeah, it's really nice on that outer glute over there.
You can let your head drop down towards your chest. Get a stretch through the back of your neck. And keep some brightness in both of your feet. So not just hanging out to protect your knees. You keep a little engagement in your feet.
Does that help the knees not feel as much pressure?
Yeah. And maybe you, it might feel good to rock your hips from side to side. Just changes the stretch a little bit. Make sure you're maintaining your deep, slow breath here. And maybe as you're here for a little bit longer, you're able to drop a little bit lower, but no pressure, no rush. Again, think softening on every exhale. See if you can let go just a little bit more of all the little muscles around your hips, your jaw, your forehead, your shoulders. Just allow everything to sink and soften. We'll take a couple more breaths here. You can imagine sending your breath to that right hip. When you're ready, we'll press into the hands to rise back up. And we'll shift onto that right hip and swing the left leg all the way around and plant the left foot outside of the right knee if you can. So we want both of our hips grounding. If that is impossible, you can just extend that left foot forward. But if not, we'll plant the left foot outside of the right leg. And then we'll reach our right arm up to the sky. And then as we exhale, we'll hook our right elbow out to the outside of your left knee for a twist. So being nice and long through the spine. So don't force or crank anything. If the elbow is too much, you can just hug that left knee in. And think about getting taller on your inhale. And then slowly twisting on your exhale. Think about that twist coming from your center, from your navel, drawing in towards your spine. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Inhale in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Slowly coming back to center. And we'll come back the way we came. So swing your left foot all the way back. So coming kind of back into your pigeon pose. We'll curl the left toes under and come back into downward facing dog. And just work that out however feels good to you. You can take circles with that hip or just pedal out the feet. Whatever feels good.
Yeah, like the feet pedals for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just having the time to take a little bit of time and do this in this position is nice because usually in yoga places you don't really move in downward dog. They just kind of make you stay there, but can really open up some of those hip muscles.
Yeah. I like to move in like all of my poses because just holding steady, like, there's a time and place for that. And I think that's when you can work on your just mental acceptance of things, and just
Uh-huh.
that's when it becomes more of a mental game. But I think there's nothing wrong with moving if you feel like moving. Like, just listen to yourself. And then, so anchor through that right heel and then inhale, lift the left leg up high, three-legged dog. And we'll bend to that left knee. Take some circles with the hip. One way and the other. And then inhale, reach the left knee up. Exhale, bring it behind your left wrist. For pigeon, extending your right foot back. Make sure your ankle and feet are in one long line with your right hip. Keep some brightness in both feet. And we'll inhale for a slight back bend. And then exhale, coming forward into your sleeping pigeon. So coming down on the forearms, you can rock your hips back and forth a little bit. Rock your chin to your chest. Deep full breaths here. And with each exhale, soften just a little bit more. There might be some spots that you didn't even realize you were gripping or holding. And when you just make your intention to relax, you can feel them begin to open up. You can even stack your palms or your fists and rest your forehead. And this is one of those poses that can feel really uncomfortable, and just allow that to be. Accept it and just breathe through it. Getting a nice opening through the outer left hip and I think inner thigh too. Couple more breaths here. Deep full breaths, sending to your left hip. On your next inhale, we'll rise back up and we'll take the same twist on the other side. So put your weight into your left hip and we'll swing the right leg around to plant outside of the left knee. Both hips should be grounded here. And once you've found your position, we'll inhale to reach.
If my right hip is having a tough time touching the ground.
It's lifting up a little bit.
Yeah. Where should I move? Should I move my foot or?
Well, that's okay. You can just extend the right foot up. Or, yeah, extend your right foot forward.
Okay.
And then you can bring your left knee in like this. And then you'll just take the twist this way. So inhale to lift your left arm. And then you can grab onto your left knee, open up into your twist. Or sorry, maybe the other way. Maybe bring your right knee in and do it that way. Yeah, that feels more right.
Yeah.
No. Better?
Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay. So we're in our twist here. Think about maintaining that length through your spine rather than trying to really crank into the twist. And you can imagine getting taller, lengthening on the inhale, and moving into your twist on the exhale. Drawing your navel to your spine. Deep breaths here. That's how you get the most benefit out of these twists. Massaging your internal organs, your spine. All good things. One more inhale here. And exhale to come back to center. And then we'll swing that right foot back around. Tuck the right toes under, plant the palms, and send it back into downward facing dog. Taking some time to work it out again.
Mm-hmm.
And then inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, slowly crisscross your feet. Walk up to your forward fold. Feet can be hip width distance apart or together, whatever feels best to you. And again, we'll just hang out here for a second. You can interlace your hands behind your shin, draw your chest towards your legs. Maybe not the head yes, and shake the head no, just to release the neck. So release the hands now, and we'll inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale to spiral, circle the hands up towards the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands back down to heart center. And now we'll do our peak pose for today, which is tree. So same way that we got into the balancing pose before, with your hands at heart center, we'll shift the weight into our left foot. And then you can take your tree right here, hooking your right foot to your right ankle. So this is tree pose, just here, or you can bring the foot up to the calf. That's tree pose, and then skipping the knee. Maybe you grab the foot and bring it to the inner thigh.
Baby.
And then you can imagine pressing your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot. So no pressure here. If this is easier, you can take your tree here. It's still just as much a tree pose. And find one non-moving point on the floor or in the room in front of you that you can focus on and stare at it. That's called a drishti, or point of focus. Helps us maintain balance. And nice, slow, deep breaths here. tree pose. Maybe for an added challenge, you reach your hands up towards the sky. And if you fall out, that's okay. Just come on back. You try it. Someone told me once that like all the little wobbles and corrections are what is building toward balance. Like that's you getting your reps in. So no
That
shame
is
there. Absolutely no
a
shame there.
very symbolic and great way of, of talking about that. Because as I'm going, I'm like, fuck, I'm not balanced yet. And yeah, it's just like, it's almost the little pendulum swinging, like finding that balance. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. We'll take one more breath here. And exhale to release the foot. Slowly lower it down and shake out your legs. Let that go. And then we can move on to the right side. So completely new experience here. So don't compare this side to what happened on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
We'll shift the weight into the right foot and come on to the left toes here. Just feel that out a little bit. Find that engagement through your right leg, your right glute. And then maybe you hook your left foot to your right ankle, tree pose. Maybe it rises up to your calf, or maybe all the way up to your inner thigh. Again, pressing the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot. And you're trying to send this left knee out to the left, externally rotated. So nice stretch through your inner thigh here while you're working on balance. And bring your hands to heart center. Again, focusing on one non-moving point in front of you. And slow, deep breaths here, nice and controlled. For me, balancing on the right is a lot more difficult for some reason.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that also. If you tried to dunk a basketball jumping off one leg, which one would you jump off? You know?
Probably my right. But that's weird because it's harder to balance. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried to dunk a basketball besides at the retreat.
You were in soccer, you were a righty kicker, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think usually that means that you jump off your left because it's more of a momentum thing with like your right leg to swing up. At least that's my theory because I
Oh,
jump off my left if I'm going one-footed,
interesting.
but I kick with my right. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe a similar rotation. But yeah, and my left side's a little easier. But I've also had 2 knee surgeries on my right side, so
So everything's a little weaker.
also
That's
that.
okay.
Yeah, my legs are kind of fucked up in a number of ways. I'm just like off balance. The last couple months I haven't been working out as much, but I've been trying to do more just like stretching and getting back to like baseline with a lot of my body.
See, all that work is worthwhile too. So when you get back into working out, it'll be all that much stronger.
Yeah.
All right, one more inhale here, tree, your fullest expression, and then exhale to slowly release, shake it out. And we'll take this non-traditional, I guess, yoga move. Yoga with Adrian calls it knocking on heaven's door. But basically, you start with your feet hip width distance and just slowly sway from side to side, letting your arms kind of go. Soft in the knees, so you can allow your knees to bend, your feet to move a little bit. And we'll start to pick up the pace. So going from side to side, letting your hands swing, slap your body, and synchronize with your breath. So maybe inhale one way, exhale the other. This just helps release any stagnant energy and just everything feels so much lighter. Plus, it's an exercise and not taking yourself so seriously. You can smack your butt here if you like. Just letting your arms fly, pick up the pace.
Like spinning around as a kid.
Yeah.
All dizzy.
Yeah, for the last couple breaths, you can spin one way and spin the other. You can dance around, whatever feels good, just let it go. You can hop. Don't punch the wall though.
Yeah.
A couple more breaths. And now slowly come back to center, stillness. Try not to fidget, just stand, close your eyes, and notice the effects of that. Now bring your hands to heart center. And we'll externally rotate our toes. So heels facing in, toes facing out. And slowly, on an exhale, begin to lower your center down in space. So coming into a squat here. If at any point you have to renegotiate, that's fine. You can bring your hands down. But we're coming into this low yogi squat here. You can come up on the toes and rock back and forth. You can bring your fingertips to the earth. Just work into the hips. I like to come to one side and with my fingertips on the earth, like press the other knee away. Nice stretch through the inner thighs.
Oh yeah. You ever play baseball or softball?
Yeah, I was a catcher.
I was just gonna say I was for a few years when I was younger too. A lot of this position.
Yeah, it was a lot more uncomfortable before I started doing yoga, that's for sure.
Yeah. I remember it being a lot more comfortable when I was 10 than it is now.
Yeah,
Body's been through some shit.
we're not used to being in this position very much now. We sit in chairs, right?
No.
But
Because like baby can squat so easily, right? And like and yeah, everything we do just kind of like takes us further away from this sort of position.
Yeah. That's like the point of yoga, is to put yourself in shapes we're not usually in. Just to make sure we have a lot more mobility and freedom in our body as we get older, you know, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And yeah, if you can plant your heels down, you can do that, or stay up on your toes. We'll bring our hands to heart center and press our elbows into our knees into our elbows. Yogi squat. Lift up through the chest. And then slowly and carefully, we'll bring our hands behind us and come down onto our butt. So extend your right foot out long and bring your left foot to your inner thigh. And then we'll reach both arms up to the sky and exhale to forward fold over that right foot. You can grab onto anything that feels comfortable. And then allow your spine to round. And allow gravity to do most of the work here. Just stay with a nice, slow, deep breath.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling this in the side of my back, low back. I did the left foot forward, so it's on my right side, but yeah, it would be on my left side if I did what you're doing.
Yeah, if you reach your right hand to the outside of your left ankle, that might even
Oh
increase that.
yeah. Oh baby. Yeah. Holy shit. That is nice. That one feels so good. The side one, like lower back,
Mhm.
outer glute.
Yeah, you can even rotate your chest open to the right as well. Like if you can sort of like open up a little bit, or
Oh yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Towards my open knee.
Yeah, towards your open knee.
Yeah. Or I guess closed knee. I don't even know. What indicates that a knee
Or
is open or closed?
I don't know, the one that's not straight. Your bent knee?
Yeah. Bent knee. Much better way of putting it.
All right, and then take one more inhale here and exhale to slowly roll it up. Feel that, and then plant your left palm behind your left, or sorry, you're on the opposite side. Plant your right hand behind your right hip, and then we'll rise up. So coming onto the inside of the left foot, and the right knee will rise up and reach spiral open into this back bend, feeling a stretch through the front of the hips. And then as you exhale, slowly lower your hips down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. That's nice, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
love that stretch.
There.
So now bring your opposite foot to the opposite inner thigh. Ground through both your hips. Inhale, reach your arms up, long through all sides of the torso. And then exhale, hold over that left foot. Again, you can reach, I think it would be for you, your left hand, your outer right
Mm-hmm.
foot.
Yeah. Appreciate you making
This is
the
giving me
making the swap,
practice.
making your brain work a little more here.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
that's an important skill because in a yoga class, usually you're mirroring. So like I'm doing things on the right, but I'm saying like lift your left hand.
mm-hmm.
And so like it's good practice.
Yeah. All right. Well, then you're welcome. Because it is always impressive because it's so habitual to reference which side of your body.
Mhm.
Do you remember how you first differentiated right and left? Like what you used when you were like, I don't know, whenever we learned about it.
Oh
Little
my
kid.
God, I have no idea. Probably just the thumb thing that the left hand makes the L face the right way.
Uh-huh.
Do you
Yeah.
remember how you
For
did
what
that?
I didn't do that. For whatever reason, I would like put my hands together, like not clasped, but just kind of like all my fingertips touching.
Mhm.
And I would drop my right middle finger and like just because I don't even know what it was, like maybe that's what naturally happened more so for me. I knew that that was my right side. And I don't know because it's like I had to do something to remember it, but that's always just what I did. Like my right middle finger would drop, and I knew that that one maybe because it was the one that came more naturally. Whereas if my left one dropped, it would feel all funky because I'm righty, and that's how I knew it was right. So, yeah, that was my strategy. Is like a whatever you are, 3 year old, 5 year old.
Hey, you know, whatever works.
Yeah, right. It's stuck.
Mhm. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhale to slowly rise up. And we'll take gate pose on the other side. So bringing your right or left hand, your left hip behind, and then rising up onto your left knee, pressing up and out, stretching the hips and reaching the top arm backwards, little back bend here. And exhale to slowly lower down. Beautiful. And now we'll come into a little butterfly pose here. Take one more forward fold. So grabbing onto your feet. Maybe take a second just to massage your feet. Bringing your thumbs to your arches here and pulling outward. Just whatever feels good to you. You can squeeze your toes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the arch rub is nice.
Yeah, I like squeezing my ankles too. We don't take enough time to massage our feet, and they do so much for us. So
Yeah.
give them a little love.
Like Jesus, like those new Jesus commercials. Like
Jesus commercial.
people's feet.
He's what? People's feet?
Jesus would rub people's feet or wash people's feet.
Uh-huh.
It's like a whole campaign promoting Jesus. Like and they finish it with like he knows us or something, and then they highlight the us and replace the words in front of it with JES. Jesus loves us. Some shit like that. I don't know. It's wild. I don't know who's promoting it, like the World Jesus Lover Center. But
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it's so funny that he was so selfless and yet we're so obsessed with him.
Yeah,
Like that's not what he wanted.
I don't think he would be thrilled with what came from his teachings or people's interpretations of his teachings mostly. Not even
Yeah.
teachings, just fucking what he said and what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Like got distorted very quick.
Yeah. People just hear what they want to hear, right?
Pretty much hear what they want to hear, see what they want to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we'll grab onto the ankles and inhale, get long through the spine. And then exhale to pull your elbows back, to send your chest forward, rounding all the way down. Into a fold here, you can use your elbows to press your thighs down to get a deeper stretch. Again, slow, deep breaths here. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Couple more breaths here, slowing everything down. Inhale in here. Exhale to slowly rise up. And you can use your hands to bring your knees back in. And we'll windshield wiper them from side to side just to reset that. And when you're ready, slowly lower down onto your back. When you get there, draw your knees into center again, into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then tee your arms out left to right. And let your knees drop over to the left. So the goal here is to keep both of your shoulder blades planted. So just try and pin that right shoulder down, gazing towards the right fingertips. You can bring your hand to your outer right thigh here. Just draw it towards the earth, encourage it to relax down. I love the image of wringing out a dirty rag with twists. It's like getting rid of all the toxins and things that build up in the spine so that everything can be flushed out and replenished. And re-extend that left arm. And as you exhale, draw your navel to spine to bring your knees back through center and over to the right. Same thing here. Bring your right hand to your right knee and gently guide it towards the earth. Gazing towards your left hand. Slow, deep breaths here. So good for the entire system. On your next exhale, come back to center. And if there's anything your body is craving, any last little poses or movements, go ahead and take it. Yeah, I kind of want to do a plow pose. So extending my feet up overhead, getting a nice stretch through my low back. But whatever is calling your name, go ahead and take that. Just a couple breaths to play. Maybe a happy baby. And in your own time, make your way to Shavasana, extending your legs out long. You can let your toes flop out to the side. Extend your arms out wide. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your heart. And then we'll take a deep breath in, the deepest breath you've taken all day. And exhale through your mouth to release your body completely and fully into the earth. See how quickly you can let go and surrender. Softening every little bit, all the little muscles, any tension. Just allow it to melt away. And permission here to do absolutely nothing. Allow your breath to flow naturally. So you can think about being breathed rather than breathing consciously. Soften your face and your brow. And just take a few minutes here to relax. If you feel any tension begin to build, just on an exhale, consciously relax. And just pay attention to how you feel here. And I'll tell you when to come back. Sure to unclench your jaw, relax your brow if any tension has crept back in. And if you're ready, you can slowly start to deepen your breath again, bringing some energy back. Begin to wiggle the fingertips and the toes. Maybe take circles with the ankles or the wrists, or rock the head back and forth from side to side. And to wake back up, you can extend your arms overhead. Take a big good morning stretch. Oh, I always yawn.
Oh yeah, I got one in too.
And then we'll roll on to one side and come into a little fetal position, resting your head on your bicep. Taking a second to just soak in that practice. And we'll rise back up into a comfortable seat. Close our practice. Bring your hands to your heart. And close your eyes. Just notice how you feel. And know that the time spent paying attention to your breath and your body is beneficial. And it ripples out more than you know. Take a deep inhale in. Bring your thumbs up to your third eye or your forehead. And exhale to bow forward. Namaste. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Jackie. That was really nice. A little more active that round. I liked it. More balance and whatnot.